Hello and welcome back to Boxing Bouts Unleashed. Today we'll be going through Canelo vs Killer Plant, where we see how Canelo used his left hook and body punching skills to break down Killer Plant's defense. So be sure to like, comment and subscribe for more breakdown videos like this. So we start round 1 with Canelo coming in with the high guard, but constantly shifting the guard so he can be able to catch and parry Killer Plant's punches, while Killer Plant starts setting up his jab, which pierces through Canelo's guard, aiming for his head. While Killer makes use of footwork to move on the back foot to set up his counters, Canelo slowly cuts the ring and tries to set up a left hook to the body. Killer Plant makes use of movement to neutralize any of Canelo's attacks, as he's constantly shifting away from him and using his rear hand to angle off Canelo. But he runs into Canelo, where he slightly leans back to avoid getting hit with any of Canelo's punches, where Canelo uses his lead hand to restrict Killer Plant's head so any further movement will be negated. This action will become very common to Killer Plant, as he would always try to lean back to avoid that left hook, but this would leave his left hand side of the body open for Canelo's right hand to dig into his body to slow him down. Later on, we see Killer Plant use a full Philly shell guard, so he blocks Canelo's left hook and counters him with the right hand, but this same guard would later be exploited by the punch that he just blocked. Canelo throws left hook at different angles, some aiming towards Killer Plant's body, some aiming towards the head. Even though Plant uses his right hand to his chin, allowing him to stop the hooks to the head and catch some hooks to the body, it still leaves a part of his head exposed, which could be dangerous for him, as Canelo could come over there and clip him on the top of his head. We see again that Plant leans away from Canelo's left hooks to block them, but this leaving him exposed on the left hand side of his body, where Canelo exploits this by landing his signature right hand on it. As you see, Plant's use of the Philly shell is effective at minimizing oncoming damage, as it allows him to counter more often and effectively against Canelo's left hooks, which when aimed at Plant's body is caught by his right elbow, and when aimed at his head can be blocked by the glove. Plant's effective footwork is good since he comes in and out of Canelo's range, coming in to throw his combinations and coming out to escape Canelo's left hooks. And in this way, he is able to set up his jab properly, as since Canelo is stuck in the high guard, he can aim towards his head since it's a stationary target with no movement to it. However, Canelo's impact on Killer Plant's body is still there, since Killer Plant has constantly tried to lean away from the punches of Canelo. He has left his left side exposed to the right hand, which is slowly draining him of his stamina, which is required for him to make use of his effective footwork against Canelo. Killer Plant switches to a high guard to protect himself and conserve stamina, since his low Philly shell guard makes him more vulnerable to attacks to the body and left hooks to the head. Although Canelo lands his left hook to his head, he stands at an angle, and when using the Philly shell, it will make use of upper body movement to slip Canelo's punches, while the high guard makes no use of movement and is only used to catch shots on the guard and on the gloves. While Canelo makes use of his high guard, it makes it easier for Killer Plant to land his jabs, since Canelo's head is stationary when making use of the high guard. But Canelo starts powering through Killer's jabs and throws 3 left hooks, one which lands on Killer's body, another landing on Killer Plant's head, while the third one misses due to Plant's use of his defense. Slowly, Plant starts to adapt by countering Canelo's left hook, which he misses with the right hand. While Plant uses the ropes to escape, Canelo's ring cutting abilities allow him to throw a right cross and left hook combination. Plant tries to escape to his left, but Canelo throws a hook there to persuade him out of it. And Plant tries to escape to his right. Canelo uses a left hook to catch him and almost grab him to move him to the left. As Plant is stuck there, Canelo throws a bunch of punches, but Plant is able to push through and escape to his left, still taking on some damage at the end of the combination. Canelo's left hook is being the bane of Killer Plant's defense, since it makes it seem like he's going low when he's actually going high, or when he throws high, he's actually aiming low. So whenever Plant uses his Philly shell guard to try and parry it, it sometimes hits his right elbow or sometimes it goes over his right hand, clipping it on the top of his head. Whenever Plant hangs off the ropes to try and counter Canelo's attacks, he sometimes gets damaged by Canelo's left hooks to the head when he anticipated a left hook to the body. Canelo is starting to find more success in landing his left hooks clean on the body and to the head of Killer Plant while being countered, as Canelo makes his way moving into Killer Plant's guard, and when he leans back, allowing him to hit him with left hooks closer and neutralizing Killer Plant's upper body movement. Canelo, now instead of constantly staying in the high guard, makes use of constant movement, which allows him to counter some of Killer Plant's jabs, since there is no stationary target for a Plant to land on. We can now see the damage that Canelo's left hooks are doing to Killer Plant, as whenever Canelo lands a left hook, Killer Plant immediately goes for the clinch to tie up his left hand to protect himself, But during this time, it gives the opportunity for Canelo to use his right hand to land on the left side of Caleb Plant's face, damage him even more and punishing him for his action. Later on, we see Plant falling for Canelo's feints as he instinctively shifts to the finisher to try and protect as much of his body as possible from Canelo's left hooks. And even though he does this, Canelo is able to land a small left hook on the small gap that is left open during his finisher. Canelo landing his right hand on Caleb Plant's left side of the body and landing his left hook to the right side of his body is starting to show effects, as Caleb Plant's usually fast footwork is becoming less effective and a lot slower than it was in the first few rounds. Canelo shows more confidence in the ring as he leaves his hands by his sides and just relies on his head movement to avoid Caleb Plant's jabs. This neutralizes Caleb Plant's jab as it requires a stationary target for him to land on effectively, but since Canelo's moving his head, it makes it harder for him to find a clear target. Canelo's left hook and right hand combination is seemingly uncounterable for Caleb Plant, as when he tries to counter the left hook, it leaves his left side exposed for the right hand, but if he tries to counter the right hand, it leaves his left side open for the left hook. So Plant is left in a dire situation where all he has to do is try and use his footwork to mitigate as much damage as possible. We see now that Caleb Plant's usually fast footwork has been rendered ineffective since he has been hit to the body too many times and his stamina has been drained trying to defend against Canelo's left hook and right hand combinations. We see how Canelo's right hand has damaged Plant's left side, which seems to be bruised from all the amount of punishment it has taken. This round, Canelo starts to show his level changing abilities, where he starts bending by the knees and using his upper body movement to confuse Plant and giving him different looks as to make Plant question what angle is the left hook going to come from. Canelo focusing on aiming the left hand on Plant's body, seen as is the most damage side, while taking away Plant's most important tool, which is his legs. We see in the 11th round that Canelo gets his first knockdown. He starts this by cutting the ring to influence Plant to move to the edge of the ropes so he has no way to escape. Then he starts doing his lower chaining technique again, bending his knee and using upper body movement to confuse Caleb Plant. Plant tries to instinctively shift his finisher guard to try and block the body and head punch that is coming his way, but Canelo instinctively jumps up with his knee, changes his upper body movement, and his Plant on the top of the head, which wobbles him since it was left open. This confuses Plant as he is now left vulnerable to Canelo's right uppercut and left uppercut combination. Plant then goes down. Canelo runs to his corner and Plant tries to get up. We can see clearly that his legs are not suited for the battle. And now Canelo rushes in, chasing him around the ring, landing left hand and right hand combinations. Then he finishes up by cornering Plant to the edge of the ring and using his right hand and left hand combinations to land on Plant's head and body to ultimately end the fight. Canelo's left hook had ultimately dictated the end of the fight. Since Caleb Plant wanted to try and parry all of Canelo's shots and counter him, it just left him too vulnerable to Canelo's left hook, which would always come over top to land on Plant's head, which, as mentioned in the beginning, it would be his ultimate downfall since he would leave his right hand too low. Ultimately, we can see how consistent body work and setting up the KO from the first round can allow fighters to get the perfect knockout finish. Thanks for watching my breakdown video on Canelo vs Caleb Plant. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe for more content like this and expect the Subaru and Matthias highlight video tomorrow. So, it's been your boy TJ and I'll see you guys later.